Hello, everyone. Thank you for sticking around. This is the International Transgender Day of Visibility celebration on GDQ Hotfix. I am Helix. I hope you all are ready for Jet Set Radio Future Bingo, and if you are not, you better get ready, because this is going to go real fast. It's going to be a lot of fun. I am here with shovelclaws and vaen. They're playing one game of bingo, winner takes all. This one's for all the marbles. Take it away, you two.
Yeah, thank you so much, Helix. This is going to be awesome. I hope you're ready to rumble. This is Jet Set Radio Future Bingo. I am, of course, shovelclaws. My lovely teammate in the next season of 2v2 Bingo, and my awful rival right now, I guess? Yeah, vaen, if you want to introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm vaen. We've both been running this game for similar amounts of time at this point. Maybe like, how long has it been? I don't even know how long it's been, but...
Who knows?
Yeah, quote-unquote rivalry going on here. I think it'll be a banger for sure.
Look, you've beaten me enough times on Hotfix alone for me to have a lifelong vendetta against you. I think it's fair.
This is your chance.
But I'm here for my revenge. I'm here for it.
If there's one that's gonna happen, I think it'll be this one.
Bingo is really cool. 1v1 is really sick. We're not going to be commentating, so this is the last time until the end of the showcase that you'll hear from us. Instead, we have two very wonderful commentators that will absolutely knock it out of the park. If both of you would like to introduce yourselves.
All right. Hello, I am Twinkachu. I will be half of the commentary today, and joining me is Seventh Ace.
Hi, I'm Seventh Ace, and I've been brought on to do math and maybe talk about this game.
Ace is here so that I don't have to do math.
It's true.
Yeah, we're super excited to show off Bingo. We love Bingo, and we're excited to see how this rivalry progresses today.
Yeah, I'm really excited. So I think, honestly, we'll just probably jump into it right now. So, vaen, if you're ready, we'll get deafened up, muted up, and we won't be able to hear anything, won't know anything about what's going on, and our two commentators can start talking about what Bingo is like.
Yeah.
Ready as I'll ever be.
All right.
The fun gamers.
We'll see you on the other side. Goodbye forever.
Goodbye forever.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck. All right. So we're going to have a little bit of time before the game starts. Our players get a minute to look at the board, see what objectives they're going for. So that is going to start in a second. So the players are looking at the board now, and then in a minute they will go. So Ace, what do we see on this board? What should our viewers be looking out for?
So looking at the board, there are going to be 3 different colors listed at the top. These are different subregions of the open world of Jet Set Radio Future. So anything in blue is in what we will be calling the dark side. Green will be either light side or Shibuya, and the red will be the RDH sewer or Kogane area. These are big important things, and will dictate where players can go and where squares are located close to each other. We want to look for really fast squares that are adjacent to our starting location. So these would be squares like Shibuya Kabi at the top left there, Dogen right of street at the bottom left, but there's also a lot of squares in that red region that could be where they go first. So we'll have to see what decisions these players make.
All right, and math question for you. How many points do the players need to win on this board?
All right, so Jet Set Radio Future does do a different scoring system to incentivize both longer and shorter goals. So players will need 15 points to win. Each square is worth 1 point, and the ones with the little graffiti icons are worth 2 additional points, so they give a bonus 2. So you'll see those players quickly break out to vaen going over to Dogenzaka Hill, picking up right of street. And we have Shovel heading into RDH, Rokakudai Heights, to start working on that high-value region there. You can see vaen has picked up 1 point for picking up the graffiti soul that was on the map for Dogen right of street.
So, looks like vaen was only grabbing that one in Dogen. I mean, I think that's the only Dogen objective on the board. And then she's going to head, presumably, into the same area that shovelclaws is currently in. So we might see the players competing for the same objectives. Shovel has yet to mark anything, so she doesn't necessarily know that it is in this area.
Yep, however...
Nope, actually, she's going right through.
Yeah, I was about to say, Vane's making a read that Shovel is going to be here in Rokakudai Heights and is going to pass through the area and head on into the sewers. There are a couple important squares in this area. Sewers Grind 10 and Air 4 in the bottom left and right corners respectively, as well as Bottom Point, which is Special and Grind at the top. So a quick briefer on this. To pick up some of these squares that are indicated on this board, players will have to pick up the mystery tape. Vaen is doing that now. She will go ahead and then do some challenge, which is listed as the white text on the square. So grind 10 she'll do right here. Grind 10 times, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, at least on my screen. And then she'll either go for that soul or try and get points along the way. She will go for points as well. So she needs points 70,000. Does not quite get the jump for it, so she'll try again at it. She only scored 15,500. She will go ahead and jump. Oh, so close. That's a very tight jump to try and get the soul. And once you pick up that graffiti soul, you get to mark the square on the board.
Meanwhile, Shovel has bailed into a different area of the map. It is currently in Shibuya, heading into Chuo. So this is the area of the map that'll show up in green on the board. This area tends to be where players go early because there are lots of very quick things that you can pick up. Although there are still lots of points in the red sewers area of the board for Vaen to grab. So it'll be interesting to see how hard players decide to commit to their respective areas.
Yep. Again, it will be 15 points to win, with bonus points being given on these graffiti squares, or if they go for a bingo. Because this is a lockout format, there's an incentive for players to try and score bingo or try and block an opponent's bingo. So just being able to do that, nice unlock, Shovel. That was a nice pop-off right there. Unlocks Chuo tricks. Really creates strategic opportunities. I want to highlight Shovel's unlock there because that was super cool. All these players have dozens and dozens of routes and unlock text and everything memorized, like Shovel doing that tricks unlock and Vaen doing some sewers movement that we didn't even get to comment on because the game is just very, very quick.
Yeah, what's really cool about bingo is that every weird random piece of movement tech we find has the potential to be useful in bingo, because you're doing objectives in weird and unexpected and never done before orders. So getting from point A to point B lets you use tech that you wouldn't otherwise get to use.
Yeah, that's always super cool, is just the breadth of knowledge that these players have is really, really exciting, and it's one of our favorite things about playing bingo is watching all of these players use cool movements and very specific routes to optimize out and win these squares. So we do see Shovel on the little dog character there, heading into our first view of the dark side, which is 99th Street. It's going to pass right through 99th Street, a visually amazing level, and head deeper into Darkside, possibly to pick up the SDPP entrance pillar, which is at bottom center, and threaten a 3 in a row.
Yeah, so that column 3 potential bingo right up the middle of the board is going to push Vaen to go block something. Because a bingo is some extra points and is hard to counter. Vaen is also heading out into Darkside, potentially going for 99th special to block that bingo. Yeah, looks like she is. But it doesn't look like Shovel is actually going for it. Looks like it was trying to force Vaen to counter it, and then while she's working on that, it gets to do something more valuable. Ooh, or so that's a second 3 in a row there along the diagonal.
Yep,
diagonals,
bottom right.
Yeah. Diagonals are a little harder to spot, and are harder to counter because a diagonal blocks off the whole board. If you get a diagonal bingo, your opponent can't get another bingo to balance out the points.
Yeah, they're the most powerful form of bingo, and right now, Shovel is in an excellent position playing this game, creating one threat, forcing vaen to go for a low value or slower square, and then picking up faster squares is really a great way to convert an advantage. And you see that with Shovel being up 6-4 right now. Now vaen's going to pick up a 5th point here, but that doesn't work to further her game plan in any particular way. That square doesn't go for a bingo, and it doesn't threaten anything, and it was slow. So Shovel is showing a distinct advantage right now and is headed off to the dark side of 99th, picks up wall ride to dark, and takes a 7-5 lead as they're both going to exit 99th Street now.
So potentially vaen has seen this diagonal and is going to go to Hikage or Sewers to try to block it. And so if she does that, it'll be interesting to see if Shovel goes for the bingo or assumes that vaen is going for the bingo and is instead going to do something else. There are a lot of like mind games and trying to like predict what your opponent will do that make the strategy of bingo really, really interesting.
Yep, strategy of bingo is one of my favorite things to be able to talk about and, you know, figure out the like 4.5-dimensional chess that's being played to try and get this 2-dimensional board in this 3-dimensional world to work out. It's super, super fun. We see vaen, as you predicted, Twinkachu, not going into Hikage Street. Actually, is going to take a turn and look to pick up the Shibuya Special Soul. So this is Shibuya Terminal, based off of Really For Real Shibuya Terminal. And you'll see a bunch of bus platforms. And what she's going to have to do is jump on top of all 13 of them. She might see where she wants to go, if that's just an early tape pickup, or if she's looking to make something out of it.
Yeah. Every area has its own special challenge that is unique to like the design of that level. And so Shibuya's is to jump on all of these bus platforms. But this one is notoriously very glitchy. Sometimes if you jump on the platform, it doesn't register. So she's avoiding it, which is probably the right call.
Okay, here we go. We are in a graffiti race now. So look at the bottom left here. There's a Chuo 100% graffiti. These are the longer 3-point challenges, so both players are trying to nab up those 3 points. Shovel thinks it can use the threat that it's created to buy time and do this, and vaen's calling that bluff. So right now, you'll see the tracker at the top right, 5 out of 50. That's how much each of them have sprayed in this level. First one to all 50 tags will objectively win the square for 3 points, and they are so close together, Twinkachu.
Yeah, they're going to be pretty neck and neck for most of the route, unless one of them makes a mistake. So you can track their progress with the little graffiti count that'll pop up in the top right corner underneath their little spray meter, but also they should be doing the same thing for most of the route, so this should be pretty easy to like tell who's ahead.
Yep, right now vaen is looking to be about a 3 to 4 second advantage right now, but again, that can change fairly quickly. Now Chuo is a lap level, so it just goes around in a circle, so there's not like creative routing that can be done. But for example, picking up that graffiti soul that doesn't do anything, that cost vaen roughly 2 seconds. So now Shovel is just 1 second behind. You can see them in the exact same area right now.
The other thing to consider here is that neither player just marked a soul for the first time in like 4 minutes. So until that happens, neither player knew where the other one is. So with that getting marked, vaen at least knows that she is probably racing Trouble to this.
Yeah,
and she needs to lock in.
And with the timing of that, vaen was right next to Cubby when that occurred. So she knows that Shovel is seconds behind her, and again, really needs to get on it. Now 30 for vaen. Shovel's frame boosting with some extra movement tech, 28, so is sitting about 5 seconds behind right now due to a little bit of incorrect management. But vaen is looking good still, 35 to 32 right now. Vaen looking to be at a strong advantage. Oh
This
boy.
is so close.
This is incredibly close. You almost never see a full-on graffiti race from 1 to 50. All the way from start to finish.
Start to finish. And so getting this will tie the points up. This will give vaen 3 points and tie their scores for now.
Yeah, vaen has taken a big advantage in the back alleys here. Shovel's movement was just not quite as good as hers. So she is now 5 sprays ahead with only 7 to go. As long as she doesn't miss any of them along the route, and there's only 2 sections to do, she should lock up this square, but it's still close.
Oh, minor mistake, but that's easy to fix. This is so close.
Oh, Shovel's gonna be... Watch Shovel's webcam. Shovel has great
This one's
reactions.
gonna hurt.
Shovel has no idea where vaen is, so all of a sudden, boom, click the square, Chua Graffiti is locked in, and Shovel is dismayed by this. Tiny little differences made a big difference here, and now vaen has tied this game up as the last 3 minutes of Shovel has gone for 1 point. That pick to pick up the cubby mattered a ton for the route. So, essentially, walking out of there 1 point to 3.
Yeah, so that's gonna be a bunch of wasted time for Shovel, which has gotta hurt. Shovel does still have that diagonal bingo open if it wants to go for that. So that could be Shovel's route to making up those points. It can also just try to beat vaen out to 2 other collectibles on the board, but the score we're tied now. This is the vaen comeback.
This is the kind of slugfest we were hoping for. It's been very close. Shibuya Special is an interesting pickup. It's not particularly fast. You see vaen jumping on all the bus platforms. It'll unlock hopefully right now. It
There we
does.
go. That
and
was
it's
clean.
very clean, and that's going to give her a momentary lead. However, there's not a lot of points. I don't think she recognizes this diagonal, Twinkachu.
I don't think she does. Shovel has entered sewers and is not staying in sewers, never mind. Shovel is going into the fortified residential zone, which will show up as FRZ on the board.
Yep, those are the top 2 right squares. They're fairly quick. As well, we have a Tube Soul, which is already on the map, and Air 8, so it'll have to pick up the tape, and then go ahead and do 8 air tricks, and then go ahead and pick up the Soul Fort. It's a wild little prospect if you haven't thought of it, because we're going to be jumping from way up top. FRZ is a very cool level, and it's very, very vertical. As you can see, Shovel going up.
Is vaen going for the same objectives?
Oh, that would be crazy. Shovel, you don't have the... Okay, Shovel's not going for Air 8 yet, which is going to reveal to vaen where it's at. So as soon as we get down the tube, boop, falls right into that. Vane's going to have to figure out what her plan is going forward.
I think she's climbing sewers. Yeah.
All right, so
right.
she's going Air 4.
So sewers is this super, super vertical level. So our players, well, vaen specifically, is going to be doing lots of weird-looking movement tech to try to climb quickly, although I think she's out of cans, so she's going to go into another area to grab them. Or maybe she's just bailing. You can do this without a boost, though. It's tricky, but it's doable.
Yeah, she did it earlier, but this, again, half-pipe movement in sewers is really, really difficult in JSRF. So I don't blame her whatsoever for having a little bit of a tough time here. But she does need a boost from here. So I'm not. She does need to grab 10 cans. By a boost, we mean these, when the flames come out of the skates, you get extra speed and allows you to make jumps that you normally couldn't. Shovel gets the jump in first try, and all of a sudden we've got a race because Shovel has enough cans. It's going to go for the alternate climb method, does a wall ride up here, then hits it a bunch of times over. Now
tricky to
it's
do.
climbed up. That's crazy. Now they have to do a level 3 jump up to level 3 by getting 10 cans, doing a hand plant here, boosting, and then hitting a very precise window. Vaen's going to get it first. She marks it. Shovel misses the jump slightly and does a nice turnaround. And now Vaen's going to be able to block off this bingo threat, both on the diagonal and the column 5. And she takes the lead, and I would say the overall lead in the game for the first time.
Yeah, this is going to be tricky for Shovel to come back from. That sneaky diagonal bingo would have been a really good way to make up some lost ground from that Chuo race. But without that, it's going to be tricky. I think Shovel's best bet here is to go for the other graffiti on the board, the Sky Dino one. But that will give Vaen a couple of minutes to do whatever she wants and grab whatever quick souls are left on the board.
Look at Shovel fist pumping at that. Rockets ahead with a frame boost, a 1-frame trick into a perfect shuffle. Also on 1-frame trick to actually save about 3 seconds and get into garage microseconds ahead of Vaen. According to some data we've got, it's 0.33 seconds ahead. So just about, was that 20 frames or so ahead?
Oh yeah, you've got all the numbers.
Oh, I have everything, Twinkachu. I am powerful in my domain.
We have a bunch of very cool backend tech to give more information about the board, and it is overwhelming, but sometimes it lets us get very specific about things like that, which is cool info to have. They're both racing out in the same direction now, so that's exciting. A little behind the scenes, we made this board earlier and we're like, oh, I think this'll, incentivize players to go to the same area a little bit. This is so much better than I hoped.
Oh, it's been great. They're both now headed off. They're going to climb this pillar here, do a trick and jump on the wall here to be able to reach a death plane right as they fall. They're both going to death plane warp over to Sky Dinosaurian Square. And what that's going to do is give them the opportunity to fight for this graffiti. Now remember...
Are we having another graffiti race?
Oh, that would be so good. I love bingo. So, quick recap before we get into the play-by-play in this final area. Score is 15 to win. Currently, Shovel with 9, Vaen with 10. This square, Sky Dino Graffiti, is worth 3 points. So that will put Shovel at 12 or Vaen at 13. So this square is massive for the implications of this game. This is a short route, but it is the hardest route in the entire game. There's a ton of pitfalls, scary things. Vaen misses a tag already. That one's easy to fly by, so this is going to be insane, Twinkachu.
This is so exciting. There's also an unlock on the board in Sky Dino. There's grind 50, so players can go for that to get an extra point, but it'll put them at risk of losing this graffiti race. So when they decide to work on that is going to matter a lot, because they'll need to pick up the tape and do the unlock and then pick up the soul, and any of that will put them at risk of losing the graffiti race.
Oh, this is good. I'm just watching now. Remember, even though the number's the same, Vaen has missed a tag at the start of this route. That's going to matter a lot because she's going to have to deal with this late into the route. So while she has a slight advantage now, we need to make sure to keep that in mind. She's now going to go take a jump along the known graffiti route and pick up the tape so she can possibly work for Sky Dino grind 50 afterwards. We're going to have to see what our priorities are.
Shovel picks up the tape too, so it also has the option to go for that whenever it wants. Alright, where are we at spray count-wise?
14 for Vaen, 14 for Shovel, now 15 for Vaen.
Looks like they're taking slightly different routes, although with this area that's...
identical.
Oh, okay, never mind. Oh, yeah, I was just looking at different points. This area is very big and non-linear in terms of, routing. You can kind of go a bunch of different directions and it'll mostly be fine. But if you spend too much time doing that, you'll waste time trying to figure out, where you're going. Sticking to the optimal route here will be really helpful to the runners.
Vane's route has been incredibly clean, and now Shovel takes a fall, and falling in Sky Dino is really devastating to progress because you get death warped into a random, not random, it's very known where it is, but for the functions
a little unpredictable.
Unpredictable is a great word for it. Vaen now has a massive 9 spray advantage, and she just needs to warp back to the beginning. So she's going to jump way out of the map, and once you go far enough out of the map, you will be able to warp to the start.
If she
Shovel
to another graffiti, that's gonna hurt.
Oh, Shovel jumps over the tag, the small tag on the Brontosaurus's head. However, does Vaen know? Okay, Vaen may know where this tag. I mean, she should, but is taking a little slower route to it. Is kind of jumping around. Shovel now is going to go to 28, but Vane's on the final jump. Oh, it's so close.
This is so stressful.
And
Oh, she gets it.
Grabs it. Shovel punching death. Oh my God! 28 of 29 and 47 out of 50 in Chuo. Devastating for Shovel. As I will.
I was gonna say your board is not updating.
It's okay. It's updated
go.
now.
Okay. The thing that mattered there was that Sky Dino graffiti got marked, which you all knew because you saw Vaen finish the route. All right. This hurts. Shovel, I am so sorry. What is Shovel's option? What are Shovel's options here?
Shovel has very few ways back into this game and is actually doing a bit of chatting currently, as far as I can tell.
Shovel, I think, is going to concede the game. Going to give it to Vaen. It says, mark that last square in Sky Dino.
Yeah.
And that's game.
Yep. If you want to chat with them, I will continue going. But yeah, this is the highs and lows of Jet Set Radio Future Bingo. So the players are going to call it here, and the reason for that is Vaen only needs 2 points to win, and Shovel needs 6, which means Shovel, out of the remaining 7 squares, needs to pick up 6 of them, and that's just infeasible against a similarly matched opponent. So they're going to call it GG here. Vaen takes the game.
Well, that was one of the most incredible games of Bingo I've seen in a long time.
That was
I'm not even mad I lost, honestly. The Sky Dino incident? Oh, man. I won't talk about it too long. We have to places to go, but that was good.
Yeah, I also missed, like, you know, at the beginning of the round of Dino where you're going down the spiral. I missed a segment of the medium. I missed a segment. I missed a segment on the medium, and oh my God, yeah, no, I just got at the end. I didn't even. I saw grind was on the board, and then I just completely forgot about it by the time I was on. So I was like, to go all the way back out to Kogane and finish the game.
Yeah, Air 4 was extremely close to it. I was maybe 10, 15 seconds off of it. Like that was close the entire time. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Really
very well played.
On Air 4 as well, but yeah, that was really good.
I can't be mad.
I'm sweating from how intense that was.
Yeah, no, I'm like
a lot.
over here. I'm over here all anxious and shaking, and I wasn't even the one playing. Like I was watching.
Well, I'm glad it sounded like it was a good time for everyone watching.
Yeah.
That was nuts. Vaen, you're our winner. Very well played. Congrats. Do you have any shout-outs you want to do?
I mean, first off, just shout out to everyone like on this showcase. You all mean a lot to me. This game means a lot to me. It's so like I love getting to show this game off at any opportunity I can, and this is just Bingo is one of the most expressive forms of this game that you can get, and just one of the most expressive like movement things I've ever played in my life, I think. So just again, getting to showcase that with like some of the best people I know to ever do it is like so incredible. But yeah, I mean, as for where you can find me, Twitch vaen_SR, vaen_SR on B-Sky. I'll be trying to stream this game a bit more, as well as some other variety things potentially, but that'll be it for me.
Yeah, very well said. I mean, like, Jet Set Radio Future is a game all about being revolutionarily yourself. So and there's no better place for it than this weekend, of course. Vaen, very, very, very well fought. It's been a blessing to get to know you over the past however long it's been since Palmer Cyberpunk. I had to say it. And
Aww.
JSRF being a game that we can connect over, and we're going into the next season of Jet Set Radio Future Bingo. Our commentators will talk about that as teammates. I'm really excited. I think we have a real shot to win it all. I'm really excited for it. So as for me, you can find me at twitch.tv/shovelclaws. You can also find me everywhere else as shovelclaws. Not a very popular name, but I'm the one that has it. And you know, it's always worth remembering, be yourself, be unequivocally yourself, and keep fighting and resisting. Trans rights, of course. Commentators, have anything to say?
Yeah, I will do the major thing that we want to plug, which is that all of us are involved in a tournament of this exact thing that you just saw. We have another season starting very soon. You can find all of that at twitch.tv/JSRFBingo. I organize it and am so excited that Bingo gets people so interested. What else do I have to say? I don't know. I love Bingo.
YouTube. It's also on YouTube. You can find any matches from our first 6 seasons. We are going into our 7th season of this. Like, hold the phone up. That's crazy.
Yeah, we've been doing this for a long time, and it only gets better.
I also can't think of a better advertisement for JSRF Bingo than what you just watched.
Oh yeah.
Like,
oh, absolutely. That's genuinely like one of the best games of 1v1 that's been played in the last 3 years, I would say. That was
so
incredible.
Wow, really?
Wow.
That is very high praise.
That
You'll
was
want to watch
so much
this one
fun.
back. Yeah.
One of the better games of Bingo I've seen in anything for a while. So
Yeah.
That means a lot as a Bingo enthusiast.
That was so good. So if you want to see more of this, starting in the next week or so, the Bingo Twitch channel will have live matches of similarly chaotic video games a couple times a week. And that is the main place you can find me. I'm also Twinkachu on most platforms, but I don't do anything.
And I am 7th Ace. I do Bingo Tech, so I am the tech wizard behind this custom board that we made and everything like that. There's a ton of awesome tech that makes this whole thing work that I love producing and all this kind of stuff. I also do StarCraft and other StarCraft-related games. I am on YouTube and Twitch at 7th Ace. And yeah, that's all I've got. Oh, shout out to, of course, the other Bingo wizards that make this happen. So Ace Bats and Eclopricious, of course, being the non-commentary half of our wizarding team, at least for today.
They are here in spirit, and probably
maybe in
asleep
chat.
practice. Oh, wait, no, that's is fully there. Sorry for saying you're asleep.
yeah. But thank you everyone involved with this. Thank you, vaen for putting on such an excellent show. Thank you so much, 7th Ace and Pikachu, for the incredible commentary. That was very well done, and even helped me as someone who is slightly familiar with the game, but not really, helped me be able to follow it the whole time. It was awesome. We gotta get going. It's a set up. Cassette Beasts coming up next. Thank you all for watching, for sticking around, for sharing this Trans Day Visibility Showcase. Do not go away. We will be right back.